like I was hypnotized. I could not believe what was happening to me.
The scam is simple yet sophisticated. Make people think that their money or their safety is in imminent danger. Diane told us about the warning on her computer, her bank accounts taken over. She called the number on the screen and the person on the line directed her to a strange place to keep her money safe.
It was a liquor store. It's a white machine.
Diane deposited $37,000 into that machine last year.
The impact that these machines have had on scams have increased them.
Law enforcement warned Steve on Your Side earlier this year that these crypto ATMs made scamming easier.
And they have changed them to a level to be 10 times what the scammers used to get off of previous gift card scams or some of the wiring scams.
Well, I know it took 2 hours for a woman in Vegas to feed in $80,000.
2 hours?
2 hours.
You gotta imagine somebody sitting there watching her.
Well, they were actually. They were watching her and they felt bad because she started to hunch over because she was getting so tired that they brought her a chair to sit down to feed the rest of the money in.
Now, help is on the way.
It protects Colorado consumers.
Amy Knopfseeger with the AARP's Elder Watch helped get a bill passed this legislative session that puts guardrails on crypto ATMs. The governor just signed it into law. It does a few things. First, it limits first-time deposits for new users at $2,000 a day.
$2,000 is still a lot of money for someone to lose in a scam, but it's not $80,000.
It also requires a receipt, important evidence to provide to police if you think you've been scammed, because the new law requires the ATM company to refund money to new users if law enforcement can prove the transaction was fraudulent.
And that's why it's so important. If people do believe that they are a victim of a scam and they sent their money through a crypto ATM machine, is to reach out to your local law enforcement immediately.
So the bill technically takes effect on January 1st of next year, but you should use this as an excuse to have a conversation with someone you love today about this scam. Talk about the fact that this exists. Game plan with your loved one, what to do if someone told them that their money or their safety was in danger. And talk about precautions you could take now, like setting up spam blockers on your phone. Just talk about it, because these scams aren't going away and the scammers are only getting more and more sophisticated. I'm Steve Stager, Steve on Your Side, 9 News.
Oh, can you imagine someone bringing that poor woman a chair to keep feeding her money in there?
And you know, we talked about earlier on with these things that there are kind of incentives, right? For the owners of the machines make money on the transaction fees. So you got to kind of question some of those things. This at least puts a limit on it, stops it, requires some signage too to remind people that this could be a vessel for a scam. It's just a good idea to have a conversation with somebody and tell them that this is happening to people and they need to know about it.
I love that, because sometimes, you know, no one wants to feel like they're a fool. You know? But
yeah.
But how many times do you get a message you say, is that real? And then you need somebody to run it by.
And you know, Amy likes to say, whenever we've talked to her in the past, she likes to say that if you think you'd never fall for that, you're likely the next person that's going to fall for a scam, because these are international operations of people who spend their entire day trying to figure out how to swindle people and use emotional tactics and get people fired up and revved up and prey on them. Like, this is sophisticated. This isn't just some guy in a room, and you're not a fool for falling for something like this.
Oh, that's good. We'll talk about it with people in our lives. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.